if we're going to stick with the with the analogies of the animals. But before we move into the last phase of this conference, I would just want to first ask if there's some question for Irene and Michael from the floor. If someone has anything that he would like to say or add.
Why were your hands black yesterday? That's what I've been asked 1,000 times yesterday.
Please tell. No? Okay. So I will just ask one question. I mean, you've said so much, you've summarized it so well, but I mean, you both know a thing or two about a thing or two, and you've been to these places several times. Do you see anything? I'm asking you to be like trend spotters here. Do you see any significant difference in this edition as opposed to other editions that you've been through? And you've all been through different things with Europa cinemas before.
You, please.
Yeah, we were just talking at breakfast about how positive it all felt and what a surprise this was, because we've all been through a lot these past few years. There's been a definite moment of universal crisis, but I remember Lisbon a few years ago and everything felt so difficult, doom and gloom. And then this real big thing happened to everyone. And what a leveler this was, the pandemic. And I think I've come out of this conference with a real surprise at how much all of you have done to respond to this huge global crisis. And I think it's the first huge global crisis I can remember in my lifetime. I remember the Berlin Wall coming down, but I was a child. And now watching this and watching all the responses to this and how they have mobilized every single generation of exhibitor, distributor, sales agent, producer, filmmaker, audiences, and how we've all immediately adjusted. And the response is overwhelmingly fast, actionable. We've all learned from it, and it's been horrendous. But look at you. I am so impressed and energized and really inspired by all the work I heard about this past few days. And it was really surprising because I thought, oh God, this is going to be so tough. And it's tough, but we've all survived. And another thing we were talking about yesterday in this, thinking about this Europa cinemas jingle, there's a quote from a Star Trek episode that is, survival is insufficient. And we are in the business of living. What cinema does is providing a reason for living. Art does this. Art gives you the cream on top of the cake. The cake is surviving. Sometimes it's a dry biscuit, sometimes it's a nice forest gâteau, but the cream on top is all of what we do. And so I think we've not only survived, but thrived. And you guys are facing challenges that are enormous, existential, difficult, but overwhelmingly they're being addressed. People are doing things about them. This comes with a level of burnout, exhaustion, tiredness, especially events. And if I could also have a massage in Slovenia, I would be up for that. But I think everybody has just taken it into their stride, and the response is incredible. So well done, all of you. And you.
Thank you. Thank you. So, with those words, we move into the next speaker of today. We are again really happy to thank the European Commission and the EACEA agency for their ongoing support, and to give us some closing words on this conference. I would like to welcome on stage Alessandra LUCHETTI.
So, many thanks, Mathias, and good morning, everybody. It's a real honor for me to have participated to the 23rd Europa Cinemas Conference here in Vilnius. This is my second conference. I participated in Paris 2 years ago, and I would like to share with you some reflections that have not been written with artificial intelligence or data analytics or any other, IT technological tools, but have been really inspired by these 2 days conferences that we spent together. Before going to share my reflections, I have several thanks. So thanks to the host country, Lithuania, and the Baltic region. Since the first day, you have shown us the meaning and the results of being even stronger when working and talking together. Thanks. Thanks to the whole Europa Cinema team who has organized these big and much awaited conferences, once again, so impactful for the whole audiovisual industry, this wonderful, challenging, and shifting ecosystem for which we all passionately strive for. Thanks to you, the member of the network, because you so perfectly embody all the values reflected in the program of this conference: exchange, sharing and gathering ideas, a capacity to constantly adapt and innovate with resilience and creativity. Thanks to all present talented professionals that contributed to the great European films that were showcases these days. I was, as probably some of you that had the opportunity to watch him, very impressed by Flow, such a compelling Latvian animation. Maybe you are not aware, but the media program, which we manage in the executive agency in Brussels, contributed 10 years ago to develop the company's capacity behind Blender, which is the open source 3D software that was used as new process in this visually striking immersive game challenger film. So, best wishes to this truly European co-production in the coming award sessions. So now let's go back to my reflections. As over the past days, several crucial question challenges were very concretely discussed here, flagging the driving factor for the future of cinema. And thanks to Irene and Michael, for having so well moderating the different sectors and for having shared with us the outcome of those sessions and the lesson learned, also giving us some inputs for the future, what we should do in the future. Throughout this conference, a key response which has raised to all challenges the importance of training and skill developments. This is why the media program is very proud for the first result and feedback from the initiative boot camps, which was meant to be tailored and fit the best for your needs. And we have seen from some examples, some feedback, that is really working well. So these opportunities for you and comes from you. It was always a pleasure also to hear about the Collaborate to Innovate projects, which aims at providing this frame, another initiative aiming at provide a frame where it is possible to experiment, to test, and maybe also to fail. But failure, you can always learn from the failure and build on the failure in order to improve later. So we heard a lot about audiences, how audiences have changed, and how audiences are so diverse and moving. But for all of us, it is great and assuring that they are younger, which brings, of course, an extra layer of complexity and responsibility for all of us. Thank you for understanding, listening to, but also managing and curating their expectations. Your work means much more than providing entertainment for customers. For me, you elevate our propensity to empathy, which is so essential in our society in order to remain all connected. So how to engage with past and new audiences, how to reinvent businesses, models, and renew the magic of the cinema experience are big questions that could find some answer here, inspiring ideas and future solutions. And now, a few examples that have really inspired me. I have to say a few examples because there were so many interesting, inspiring, and really also moving examples of what you are doing that I just wanted to listen three. And one was to call cinema organic food. So I'm very fond of organic food, so I fully agree that European film can be indeed defined metaphorically as organic food that deserve all our attention, care and support. We have to invest in such sustainable and healthy substance for all their benefits. I also realized that indeed opening cinemas, the important role, important economic role of cinema, opening cinemas in some countries, and I think that 2 days ago or yesterday, I don't recall when, Albania was mentioned, is a keystone for the establishment of a local market which can give rise to an industry and lead to a creation of a virtuous circle where talent can bloom. Another significant example, another significant moment, let's say, was when a speaker, this was yesterday, thanks another speaker, met in a previous conference, just sitting on the same stage for having inspired the project that he was about to present to us. So, and this showed the powerful, the power of this type of events where you can discuss and you can share ideas and how, the event contribute to provide more meaning to life. And I also like a lot the film therapy that was mentioned by Irene. It was a really innovative way of using, cinema. So, which indeed allows to access an affordable extra for just the price of a ticket. Another strong example of the importance that cinema can play. So, having said that, I must confess that during this conference, I felt sometimes a desire to open a cinema, because I say, a second home where I could indeed discuss with people, share values and so on, but no worries. Huh? We have been discussing with my colleagues and we will not compete, of course, with you, so we are not going to open cinema. We will continue to follow you, of course. Your life is much too challenging. It requires too much of an investment with all the things that you have to do. At the same time, you have to be entrepreneur and convey stories. You have to manage technology and humanity. You have to build places, community, tap into new audiences, manage people and data. You have to create entertaining exclusivity and still shape a journey of emotions, convey meaning for small audiences and compete to get their attention. And at the same time, you have to remain true to yourself and give voice to diversity. I can only praise your energy, love, passion, and commitment. I will now end by saying that European cinema still need to fight in an extremely challenging environment. But while wishing you a safe trip back to your own country, please treasure all the precious positive vibes and optimistic thinking. I consider the role of cinemas more important than ever because of all the challenges humanity, our dear audiences, have to face in this challenging world. It was so inspiring for me to meet you in person and see how you address all the challenges that you are faced, and with such an enthusiasm, dedication and professionalism. Grazie mille for all of that. La vita è bella, thanks to you. Your success is our success, but is also the success of the media program, and we are extremely grateful for that to all of you. I have one last information that I would like to share with you, and in particular with the Europa Cinemas team. I'm very pleased to inform you that the procedure for the signature of the new 2024 Europa Cinemas grant agreement contract is almost finalized. So, congratulations to you. Congratulations for the past achievements over the year, and good luck for the future management of this new contract. And just to let you know that the media team in the agency will continue to accompany you, to follow you, and to make sure, to help you in case you have difficulty. You are not going to have difficulty, but we will be with you to support you in case of need. So, and of course, thanks a lot to Mathias, to Fatima, to the team for the impressive work that you have been doing in the organization of these conferences. I have no doubt that many smart seeds have been planted, and I'm looking forward to hear about all of them at the next Europa Cinemas conference. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Alessandra, for your kind words and the new contract. I will take this opportunity to just say a few things before leaving the floor. It's been a very dense and hectic weekend here in Vilnius. We've covered topics like exhibition and distribution, collaboration, changing media landscapes, and new business models. And on top of that, AI-driven marketing and CRM systems. At one very special occasion, we even touched on the meaning of life. So I think that we cannot be accused of having a too narrow scope in the panels, at least. We're all often talking about the ecosystem of European films. In this discussion, we must be very careful to not just be repeating the same problem and ideas year after year and move away from being in a healthy ecosystem and become an echo chamber of reused topics. I've been approached by a lot of people during this conference that has commented on this. The inimitable Russ Collins of Ann Arbor, USA, told me yesterday that I'm liking this conference. Something's happened. There's a shift here. And I think I know what he means, because I feel that we've been hearing a lot of new and real tangible ideas from the panels, already well thought out and thought through strategies, implemented and executed in a very professional way, and now shared with us here. And this is important, and it proves to me that our members are proactive and solution-oriented, and may I add, generous with their insights and knowledge to the benefit of us all. When I look out here in the audience, I see a lot of familiar faces. This is encouraging because it means that our members find it useful and valuable to return to the Europa Cinemas Network Conference again and again. And it also means that you exhibitors are tough. You're still here. You have adapted, you have changed, you have been successful in your business for many years, and you still succeed, and this makes me really, really happy. But I also see something else this year, both here and in the coffee breaks and in talking to people, a lot of new, younger faces. And this is also very encouraging. Giuliana Fantoni of Fice, Italy, told us in one of the very first panels that Italian older audiences are happy to mix and share the cinema with the younger audiences, but the younger audiences are not as happy to share the venues with the old audiences. I really hope that this is not true for young exhibitors of Europe as well, because we really need you and we need your insights. Mark Cosgrove of Watershed in Bristol said yesterday in the panel that he had given up part of his long-time iron grip of the programming of Watershed and to the benefit of a younger colleague. This is an important example and shows that we need different perspectives and different age groups in all key positions in our cinemas. Another aspect that's been that I have noticed is that more and more and more seems to be a theme here, which can be quite daunting. It's important to find time to do that and not wear yourself and your team out. I take a lot of courage from the art house tales, because they show that we are really, really doing a lot already. And from the very first session of the Baltics, the example of donating blood, and by doing that you get a free ticket to the substance. That's one of the most brilliant ideas I've heard. And if we have people who are doing that, then you can't say that we're not doing enough. Innovation and development and skills training has been sort of the theme of all of this edition of the conference. And as we all know, innovation and development happens at very different pace in different parts of Europe with different economic and structural challenges. That's why I'm that's where I really think it's important that the sharing and adaptation of innovation and innovative ideas is just as important as creating new ones. And so as it happens, we have several programs already that are doing this, like Collaborate to Innovate and boot camps. And that will be a nice segue into this next session that Fatima will introduce. Thank you all.
Well, I won't be long. I'm going to call on stage Miila, NORROS, who has been very kind to organize, coordinate the training boot camps, call for applications, and the whole budget and so on. So,
thank you. So, hello everyone, my name is Miila. Why am I intervening at the end of the conference like this? Well, you have seen so many presentations of accomplished projects in these past days, and that can be exciting. But we thought that you might also be asking, like, what are the set of skills that got these people there? What am I or my team missing to do something like that? And well, friends, I'm here to tell you that these skills can be learned. Since this year, we have this wonderful new funding scheme called Training Bootcamps, supported by Creative Europe Media. You don't need me to teach you the broader context. Europa Cinemas has seen a phenomenal growth the past few years, but you are also facing unforeseen challenges. And Europe is fragmented in terms of development, locally, regionally, nationally. This is where we step in. Boot camps are professional trainings that are done by network members to network members. We are giving you the financial and technical support to do so, but it is you who will be organizing these trainings. So, where to get started? Ask why and what. Why is this training needed, and what will you do with it? Then, well, once you have an idea, read the guidelines, please, draft your project, find your participants, find your experts, and apply. Simple as that. When you're drafting your project, remember, we are looking for practical, solution-oriented trainings. So this is not an industry meeting, this is not a theoretical approach, it's not a conference. This is ultimately about your local needs and what will you do with the training. Eventually, of course, all of this will carry out into the full range of Europa Cinemas activities, into the conferences, workshops, labs, Collaborate to Innovate, and Next Change, which this year, starting from this year, is accepting groups that are traveling. Look into that, it's a wonderful opportunity. But the first objective of these boot camps is about your local needs and the concrete outcome for the participants. Now, here is a list of some ideas you can explore. Of course, these are just examples. So any project covering any need, any theme that is not mentioned here is of course welcome, provided that you show us that this is a real need and you will do something with it. All the information about the application process for next year will soon be online, but basically you need to have your project and make sure that you reach the criteria written here. And then you apply, as simple as that. It's a rolling annual fund, so you can apply at any time of the year. You just need to send the application 8 weeks before the training is supposed to take place. Please feel free to send it 6 months before. I think I will cry of joy if somebody actually does that. What is needed in the application, you will find all the information online soon about the guidelines, about the eligible costs, but know that the guidelines and the application process has been drafted with Europa Cinemas network members. So this should make sense. And it is also supposed to be something that is very straightforward, which is easy. Basically, you just need to ask and reply to us to the question why. Why this training? Why these cinemas? Why this expert? Why this location? What will we do with it? And once you submit the project, well, we will give ourselves 4 weeks to give you a reply. And then if the project is accepted, well, you will need to organize the training. And then you will need to be doing a reporting for us and sending us all the invoices. So yes, you will have to anticipate the costs. And then you will have to apply what you have learned. 6 months later, I will be knocking on your email door and asking where you're at. So now, you got it. This is about you. This is about you organizing something and learning something. So I wanted to give also the floor to the projects that took place or will take place this year. As you can see, we have several themes. Some of the coordinators of these projects are here today, so they will be happy to discuss with you the process from their point of view, if you want. These are just the first statistics, but I'm just putting it out there hoping that it will encourage you, because this shows that the bootcamps are reaching professionals that have never done any activity with Europa cinemas. So we are really happy about that. It's surely because these are relevant, but also because we are reaching people who might not be able to participate because of language barrier or who can't travel for a reason or another. So that makes us happy. But most importantly, we are happy about the fact that people are finding these trainings useful. And most of the participants are sure that they will implement something that they've learned in their cinemas. After words of encouragement, a few words of advice. So what comes up from the coordinators of these projects from this year is find the right target group that is motivated enough to participate, or find a group that has similar needs and define together what you will need, what kind of training you want to do together. Then find the experts that have this right set of skills. These can be either industry professionals, so people, for example, an exhibitor from another country who is doing something that you admire, or they can be people from outside the industry who have the set of skills you need, provided that you will discuss with them and make sure they know your realities. And remember, these are not events where people just sit down and listen. So find a format where everyone will participate and get those concrete tools. So as I said, the applications period will open soon. You will find everything online, the guidelines, the presentations of the past projects, the budget for 2025, and all the other details online. Now, you can already check the 2024 guidelines online. There will be some slight adjustments, but that gives you an idea. And know that even though this is about you doing something, we are here to give you the support at any stage of the project, even before you apply. I'm ending with an anecdote. Yesterday, a person whose identity I shall not reveal, we were discussing the conference, and this person said, like, "This has been fun. Like, you are not just those big people from Paris who send us an email in February and say, like, everything is wrong with your reporting. Like, this has been fun." And this is what we want the bootcamps to be too. Like, learning is fun, right? So think what you want to do and what kind of training you want to do, and we are here to help. Thank you.
So, thank you, Miila. That was very inspiring. Now we are going almost to the end of the conference. I just would like, before we leave you all, to give some information about the coming weeks, because before the conference is always after the conference as well. So we will have, we have the training bootcamp, which we set up this year, and we're really very happy that we had the chance to support seven of them during the past weeks and months. But we will have in the next 2 weeks, today the 1st of December, and on the 15th of December, we will launch the 5th edition of the Collaborate to Innovate program. Nadia, who is the coordinator, is here around. I know that many of you met her in the past days to talk to her and have some kind of guidance as well from her. We will the guidelines of the 2025 Collaborate to Innovate program will not change very much compared to the last one. We will do some kind of adaptations, but you will know more. On the 12th of December, it means in next week, we are organizing the first of Zoom meetings we are used to organize every year to introduce the guidelines and the whole process of applications and get some kind of inspiration for you all, and of course answer your questions if you have some of them. The budget for 2025 Collaborate to Innovate will be 1.5 million euro as in the past. And one information, next year we are going to do an assessment, an overall assessment of the 5 editions to see the kind of improvements we can bring to Collaborate to Innovate, how to better respond to your needs, and as well to have, let's say, a larger number of applications, because I know that some of you have still difficulties to apply, to organize this. I know it's a long process to develop a project, but don't forget, you have the training boot camps where you can meet some of your colleagues on a local level, and you have as well the labs, all over the year to meet other exhibitors from other countries. Right now and tomorrow, because we organize the conference, I mean the whole Europa Cinema team organized the conference, but as well many other things besides. Tomorrow, European Cinema Night is going to start, until the end of the week. And I'm very happy to announce that 85 cinemas in 27 countries are part of it. Some of them are even in remote parts of Europe, and this is very important for us. We have been doing this this project with the European Commission since 2018, and it's a very important project for all of us, and also for the European Commission, because it gives them a visibility, a very strong visibility among the audiences. In the next weeks as well, the whole team and under the guidance of Thibaut Desmoulins, who is the executive coordinator of Europa Cinema. You've met him probably around. They're going to send you letters to send us your programming results and young audience activity results for 2024. So send them back on time, if I may remind you, so that we can organize, the evaluation committee and send you back the support you deserve. There will be as well next year, as I was saying before, free labs. And I mean, these past days have been very inspiring for us at Europa Cinema, because as you know, we organize everything, the conference, the labs, we organize even the topics. I mean, of course, listening to you. And I would like to thank Zuleya and Baris for their wonderful short film on the labs of Bologna, because this is where it started actually 20 years ago with our friend from the Cineteca di Bologna. And next year we will have again the Sofia Lab in March, together in cooperation with the Sofia International Film Festival. We will have Bologna again at the end of June, beginning of July, with Cinema Ritrovato. And since 2021, we are cooperating with the new festival in Spain, in Valladolid. And this will take place in October, the lab, always in the same kind of spirit. So I would like, it's my turn now to thank all the participants of this great conference. I'm very happy about that, and thank you for coming. So many of you were here and still here on Sunday morning, and for this positive conference. I think that the network members prove over and over again that they are adaptable and innovative. My feeling is that each time we meet again, and it feels like meeting members of your own family. So thank you for being here so numerous today again. I would like to thank again all the speakers of the conference for their great presentations. Thanks to our tireless Michael Gobbins for his ongoing support with the setup of the program, but also all over the year, because as you know, he's moderating all the Zoom meetings we're organizing for you. Thanks to Irene Musumeci, who finds some time between New York, Bologna, and elsewhere to come and join us this year to moderate the workshops, and you did it brilliantly. Thanks to Metka and Javi for the moderation of the open slots and art house sales, which were very successful this year again. Thanks to the interpreters who've been working with us for so many years, you know. And I have to add something. This year we did something very new. We are also innovative at Europa Cinema. We had a remote team of interpreters for the workshops taking place in Beta, because they had no space for translation cabins. And we managed to have, let's say, 10 people somewhere in France, Germany, and else everywhere in Europe to translate the debates and discussion. So thanks a lot for them. And I would like to address a big and heartfelt thank you to the Europa Cinema Dream Team for their tremendous work and commitment. As I said before, we organize everything. We scout, let's say, the conference premises. We organize the accommodations. We organize the panels. We organize the translation, the technique, and so on. And besides, of course, we have to ensure the day-to-day work and organize everything else, such as, for example, the European Cinema Night, which is starting tomorrow. I would like to address the thanks especially to Lisa and Sarah, who did a huge work since the beginning. Lisa was in charge of the overall organization of this conference, and she deserves a big applause, and Sarah as well. Mathilde, Adriane, Nadia, Thibaut, Alexandre, Irene, Noémie, Céleste, Menem, Maria, Jean-Baptiste, Bianca, Nathan, Miila, Véronique, Marine, Nathalie, who is not here, but she works as well, and she's in Paris right now, Eduardo, and Marie-France. A big thank you and a heartfelt thank you. And a special thanks to Claudia Drock, who used to work for Europa Cinema. She's somewhere here in the... And she brought us some expertise and support in the last weeks, especially for the panel. Thank you, Claudia. And a special thanks to Tara. She's on the front, and she's working tirelessly, you know, to write all the blogs, and so after the conference you will be able to read the resume, the summaries of the conference, and it's thanks to her. Thanks a lot. And then thanks as well, I would like to do that on a personal note to Victoras and his whole team. They are on the back, you know, and they've... I said that to you already, but I have to say it in front of the people here. It was the best technical organization of any conference we organized in the past 30 years. You know, thank you very much. Thanks to the hotel as well, which has been very supportive and cooperative, especially Inga, Jurgita, and Ingrida. And last but not least, thanks to our friends of Lithuania, Vida, Algirdas, Paule from Go Vilnius, who brought us here, and we were very, very happy to be here. Thanks a lot. It's not finished. Thanks to the board of Europa Cinema and for the support throughout the year. And I would like to thank Nico Simon, who is here around, you know, who've been very supportive these past years and stepped down from his position as president to give the role to Mathias HOLTZ here this year. So thanks a lot, Nico. And to you, Mathias, of course. And I would like to pay tribute to Claude-Éric Poirou, and I'm getting emotional. Who founded Europa Cinema 30 years ago. And thank you, Claude-Éric, because it is because of you that we're all here today. Thank you.
So we're almost at the end. I too just would like to thank my colleagues in the board of directors and in the steering committee, and especially Nico Simon, former president, and Claude-Éric. We're standing on the shoulder of giants. Thank you very much. And the final person, I think everybody has been duly thanked, except for one, the Queen Bee, the master of everything, and Direktøren for the Hele, the CEO of Europa Cinemas. Big round of applause for Fatima DJOUMER. Okay, everybody, I will see you in the labs, and I will see you, I hope, in Cannes in the conference there, and I'll see you in the cinema. Bye.